Hello.
Hi Bhakti, hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thanks for having me today here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're clearly audible.
Okay. Generally, whenever I attend such functions, whenever I have to give a speech, I don't feel tense. But today I am really nervous because I know I have to speak in front of so many brainy people, so many students of wits, so I'm a bit nervous.
Well, you're the woman grandmaster, so we should be nervous speaking to you, but I guess it should be fine. I mean, you don't need to feel nervous. And congratulations, first of all, on winning the online chess Olympiad, Bhakti.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was a dream moment for all of us.
Yes, it's a proud for the whole country. So, you're originally from Goa, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you're Goa's first woman grandmaster
Yes, I got this women's grandmaster title in 2012.
in 2000 and
12.
well, that's great.
2012. Yes.
So, like, we'll start with the question and answers. So, I've been living in Goa for the last 2 years, studying at BITS Goa, and I've played a couple of tournaments in Goa. So, can you tell us a little bit about the Goan chess history? How was it like playing chess in Goa and traveling outside from Goa?
Sure. So when I started, it was in 1998, and hardly few girls were there. I mean, I used to always play in, between the, uh, I mean, not even girls tournament, but I always had to play in open section in with against the senior players. So it was a nice experience for me, and right from the early stage I got good experience to play against the senior players. But when I got my first medal in 1998 at the national, it was under 7 national, and I had won the bronze medal. So I think from that point of time, I think many people, especially many parents started taking interest, and they started encouraging girls and kids. Yeah, it's been very nice journey, and I would say thanks to Goa Chess Association for organizing so many events. I mean, you must have seen, like you said, you are staying in Goa for the last 2 years, so you must have seen so many local tournaments, so many rapid tournaments, and even now for the last 2 years, our Goa Chess Association is organizing. Open GM tournament. It's international, so many players are taking part, and I think because of this, there is a chess culture in Goa. So yeah, I was very fortunate to be in Goa when I was young, and because I got to play in many rapid tournaments, so that really helped me.
That's true. So, when did you finally decide that playing in Goan tournaments is not enough for you, and you want to travel outside and play in tournaments where you face better opponents? So, when was that push?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was when I started winning medals at the national level. So maybe at around uh, at the age of 10 or 11, when I was the youngest player to play in the state open championship. Open means in the men category, and I had won the state championship for the consecutive 3 years. So I think that was the moment where I felt okay. Now it's the time to play in the international tournaments and go outside. But my dad and my mom made sure that I play in all the possible age group categories. So when I was 7 or 8, I used to play in almost all the age groups. So right from under 9, 11, 13, 15, and
You're dominating
even
all of
19.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. But like even like this was around I think 15-20 years back. I guess. And
Yes, exactly.
like even today when I went and played the tournaments, I was shocked by two things. Like one thing was that 90% of the participants they were like school kids. They were under the age of 15, and most of them had the rating of around 1200s to 1400s, which was not reflecting the real strength. Like they were easily 1700, 1800 level, but they didn't get enough opportunities to play in Goa and improve their rating. So, do you have
Right.
some
I
opinion
think
on that?
it's yeah. I think yeah. What you said, what you have observed, is perfectly right because yeah. I think due to having continuous online or continuous rapid tournaments, most of the parents feel it very easy to take their children and play in all those tournaments because Goa is such a small state, so we can travel anywhere within 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So it's very easy to travel and play. But I think because of lack of sponsorship, it's not so easy for them to travel outside of India and play. So I think more, I think because of this online Olympiad gold medal, I hope the days are going to change and many sponsors, I hope they will come in and they will support us.
Right. And that tweet from Anand Mahindra after winning the gold medal, that was something really to
Yes,
be.
I was super happy, and he was actually willing to even, talk about the Indian league. So I was super excited. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope our Indian Chess Federation, plans something for us.
That would be a great opportunity for all the top players, right? So I have
Earlier, we
another.
used to have this Maharashtra Chess League. I think some 3-4 years back.
Yeah.
But now they have stopped organizing such events. So if they can include all the Indian players and make it as Indian Chess League, it would be really good.
Yeah, I remember Maharashtra Chess League being played out, but it suddenly stopped, I guess, because of some
Yeah.
issues. Yeah.
Yes.
So I have another question which says, you have been training with the same trainer for the past 18 years, which is Mr. Raghunandan Gokhale.
Yeah.
So, how did you start training with him, and what has kept your bond this strong with your coach?
Yeah, it's a nice thing that I'm really fortunate to have one of the wonderful chess coach who is my coach, and he's the only Dronacharya awardee in chess field, so I'm really happy. And yeah, I've been training with him since maybe more than 18 years, I guess, around 19, 20 years. I think he is really very experienced person, and he has seen chess world. He has been traveling with his wife, who is Arjuna Awardee, Shri Anupama Gokhale, and yeah, his teammates are really very experienced people. So I think his experience is really helping me a lot. Like for example, I would tell like there are certain tournaments, certain games where we have to decide which opening to play against which player or what is he going to prepare for us. So this kind of all strategic decisions he is really very good in.
Right. So I remember reading about Mr. Raghunandan, and he was asked a question that how do you prepare all the openings for Bhakti, and he replied that all the opening preparation that you play over the board, it was his creation, and all
Yeah,
the
exactly.
even when you lost in the opening, even when you got a bad position out of the opening, it was also his fault. It was not your fault.
Yeah, in one of the game, I think yeah it was, but it doesn't happen so frequently. Sometimes I don't want to blame him because of my great memory. I forget lines many times.
Right. So last week we had hosted Soumya, if you Soumya Swaminathan, and
Yeah.
I remember that one of your best games, one of your most beautiful checkmates, was against her in 2017. Do you remember that game?
Yes, of course. That's one of the beautiful checkmate I could play in the real game, original game. Yeah, Soumya is very strong player. She's tactically very strong attacking player, and I felt really bad for her because throughout the game she was having plus and she was having advantage, and only at the end of the game we both were in heavy time pressure, and yeah, somehow I could see that checkmate, and it was the last trap I could try, and she fell into it. So I was
It was a
very,
beautiful line, Queen
yeah.
F1 check, Bishop G1, Queen G2 check, Bishop into G2, H into
Oh,
G2.
you even remember the moves. So nice.
And did you have anything about to say about like after that game? Have you played any such other game that that you still remember and that you just cannot forget?
Oh, there are many games, but not so beautiful checkmates. But yeah, there are many games which gave me a lot of good memories, gave me good titles. For example, I was playing in one of the Asian Under 18 Championship. It was held in China in back in 2010, And there is a very strange, crazy story about the tournament because I was flying from Delhi airport and I was supposed to change my domestic flight to international. And while doing this, I just forgot to take my luggage, and someone else, some stranger, had taken my bag, and I had to take another bag which was remaining, and it was unfortunately the same VIP red color bag. Those days, this kind of bags were very common. So I picked it and I thought it's mine. And when I reached the international Delhi airport, one of the security person just came to me and asked, "Madam, ये आपकी bag है? आप just check कीजिए please." And I was like, "Yeah, ये मेरी bag है." But when I tried to open it, I always carry my passport copy in the outside pocket of the bag. So when I checked for it, it was not there. So I remember, oh my God, I have done some big blunder. Then I had to actually give that bag, and I had to travel to China with only my laptop bag. Luckily, I had laptop bag with me. But yeah, that's how this was the story. And yeah, after reaching there, I saw my coach. He was, Gokhale sir, he was one of the coach of Indian team, and he was already present there before us. So he said, it's okay, whatever happened, we cannot, change it. So this is what chess teaches us. So whatever it is, we have to sacrifice and look at the larger picture. So I thought, okay, let me concentrate, let me focus on what I have come all the way from India here and India to China, and then I started winning games. And yeah, last round was very important game for me because I was facing one of the strong Chinese opponent, and it was a must-win situation for me because if I had won, I would get gold medal in under 18. And I
That's
was completely in a winning position, and then I suddenly observe one gentleman is just standing next to me, and he's watching my game. So when I won the game, he wished me, and when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, am I in a dream or something? Because he was none other than world champion Anatoly Karpov. So organizers had invited him for the prize distribution. So I was super happy to win the gold and from Anatoly Karpov sir. So these are the few games, we just cannot forget.
right. Like being wished by Anatoly Karpov after winning the game. That's really great.
Yeah.
People
And
as
especially beating Chinese and winning the gold medal, that was another special moment for me.
yeah, people are spamming you only blender off the board, not on the board. Yeah, so I think you have another bad experience with China. I mean, I was just watching your live stream right now on YouTube. You were live with Nobel Shah, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, you said about the Chinese embassy. I think there was some issue with the Chinese embassy. No, not not your visa application got rejected because of some error with the Chinese embassy.
Yeah. It was recently rejected. I don't know why exactly, but yeah, it got rejected, and I had to send so many mails, so many tweets I had to do to get it back. And it was not just with me, but even with Vidit and I think Seturaman also.
Yeah. So we have a question, guys. If you want to ask any questions, you can put it in the comments, and I'll take it up. Just a second.
So do you also play chess? Because the
Yeah,
way you told me all the moves, Queen F1, Queen G2,
yeah. I play chess. I've been playing for the last 15 years as well.
15. Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So yeah. So in an article that I read, it mentioned that you gained around 200 ELO points from 2200 to 2400 in a span of 8 months. So which is not at all an easy task. So can you take us through the journey and how many tournaments did you play in that journey and how things worked out for you?
Sure, that was a wonderful time span for me. I think it started with March 2019 when it was another turning point in my life when I got qualified for the World Team Championship. And yeah, it was a wonderful moment for me. And I think at the last moment I got selected because of some reasons Koneru Hampi could not participate. So when just 2 days back, just 2 days in advance, I got to know, and I had to all the way travel to Kazakhstan. It was in Kazakhstan last year, so I had to travel to Oman, and Pakistan airspace was blocked at that time. So literally more than maybe 48 hours it took me to reach there, and immediately I reached at around 8 o'clock in the morning, and the rounds were supposed to be in the afternoon. So hardly I got some time to settle down, and immediately I had to play. But I think, yeah, that was one of the very important lesson I got, because whatever the situation is, you have to just focus for what you have been there and just play for your country. So that keeps my determination and yeah, focus. Yeah, that was the main point, because in that tournament I got to play all the 9 rounds, since only 4 players were there in the team, and I could score, I guess, 6 or 6.5, which was really good, and I even got around 40 rating points in that tournament, and that tournament was the turning point, because after a long time I could increase so much. And before this world team championship, I remember I was working really hard with my coach online, and yeah, I think very much focusing on the rating, which is not a good attitude.
Right.
So from that tournament, when I started gaining rating, I thought, yeah, I mean, my coach always tells me that please don't, focus on the rating. Just try to, find the best move on the board. Doesn't matter who are you playing, doesn't matter the color and all. So I was trying to follow his suggestion, and yeah, that's how it really worked well, and I stopped worrying about my results, and I was only focusing on good games and good position, good moves.
Right.
And
So
yeah,
just
generally I play, sorry to interrupt, yeah, generally I play around 20 to 22 tournaments in a year, so that is another advantage I had got. So in after March, I played lot of tournaments. I went to Europe for continuous 8 tournaments,
okay.
and yeah, and I was actually working really hard physically also. So even at the end of the tour, it was eight tournament, and I could win my fourth international master norm in Greece. So
That,
that is also very important. I mean, not just chess preparation, but even mentally and physically, I made sure I have to be very fit.
right. So just to tell our viewers that it is not very easy to increase rating points at a top level, right? So this was a great achievement by you. So one of our viewers is
Thank you.
asking, what is your style of playing chess? Are you more of an attacking player or defensive, or do you play according to your opponent's strengths and weaknesses?
Actually, I don't think it is right to say whether I am attacking or defensive player, because whatever the position I get, I have to play according to the position.
Right.
But yeah, naturally, I like to be counter attacking.
That's nice. So yeah. So one of our friends is asking that getting into the team for the Olympiad with so many amazing top women players in India is a great deal. So can you tell us about the selection for the team that was done for the Olympiad?
Sure. Actually, before the Olympiad, I was getting 2, 3 emails from the federation. So I was not sure whether I'm really in the team or not. But then maybe 1 or 2 weeks prior to the tournament, I was, confirmed that yeah, I'm getting confirmed seat. So basically, I got into the team being national champion, and my rating was, in the rules. So because of the rating and title, I got into the team, and yeah, it was amazing experience. Like I cannot express in words. Like it is every sports person's dream to play Olympiad or Olympic.
Right.
And I was so happy to be a part of the winning Olympiad team. So it was amazing. I'm grateful to all my team members, my coaches, my parents, all my well-wishers, for supporting, for rooting for us. And I'm more happy that I got to play 3 games, and I could contribute all the 3 victories for our country. So that is more special for me.
That is a really great achievement. So do they just check the rating list and do they pick the top 4 players who are available? Is that how the selection happens?
Yeah. And being a national champion, I got extra 25 points. So suppose if my rating is below, I mean, if on the rating basis, if I am standing maybe fifth, then they will compare my rating after gaining 25, after adding 25 points. So that's how I got selected both ways.
That's nice. And one of our viewers is asking, how do you prepare against an opponent you have played a lot before? Do you look at trying out a new opening or lines, or you go in for the tried and tested openings?
Generally, I like to play new openings, and I totally, depend on my coach's opening preference. Like whatever he suggests me, I just blindly go and play because he has got a lot of experience in guessing what my opponent is going to play. So, and that has worked well till now. So it's good.
Yeah, I mean, you have been working with your coach for the past 18 years, so that's quite obvious that you have been having a great success with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, someone is asking, who is your female player inspiration in chess?
Oh, nice question. Of course, Koneru Hampi. Like she is amazing player, amazing. In spite of having taken break for almost 2 years, she came back. She fought well and she won the World Rapid. And even in this Olympiad, she played the Armageddon match, which is so much of tense situation she has to play. And she won it for us, for our country. So definitely Koneru Hampi, and one more is Judith Polgar. Like
I
she is
was
the
going to-
only, yeah, she's the only women player who has got into this 2700 mark rating. So amazing player.
But now she has retired, right? She doesn't play
Yes,
competitive.
now she has retired and she is the coach of the Hungarian team. Generally, she comes for the Olympiads as the coach.
Right. So, I have one question for you. So, normally when we go for team tournaments, you stay with your entire team in the physical presence of your team, right? So,
Yeah.
how difficult was it to manage everything online and, like practice sessions and team meetings and everything?
It
Was it?
was quite very interesting this time. I mean, I'm not an online player. Because of this Olympiads, I started playing lot of online games, lot of online tournaments. And actually, I would like to thank FIDE for having such creative idea, because generally when we have Olympiads, that is of men players, 4 men player and 1 or 2 reserves and 4 women players. But this time they came up with a great idea of having men players, women players and juniors. So it was a mixed team which gave opportunity to even junior players who are very talented. Otherwise, for them to get into the team, it's very difficult. I mean, at this young age. So it was a really good decision by them. And yeah, we used to have team meetings before each rounds, and we used to discuss about what happened in the game. And yeah, it was really nice to see world champion Vishy Anand and Vidit all discussing about the games, lines. And generally, we used to come to know whether who is going to play 1 day prior to the game.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So, like being in the presence of Vishy Anand sir and all the top players of India, it must feel really great, right?
It was
So,
really very motivating, very inspiring, because even at this age, Vishy Anand sir continues playing at the top level. He scores so well. It's amazing.
I know.
And we even had a vice captain, GM Srinath. So it was really helpful for all of us because he was taking care of all other things of the board. Like he used to, ask all the girls and I mean myself and junior players to play training matches before the round, and then he used to even analyze. And he even spoke to few people about electricity, and uh, they should not cut the electricity during the game. So he even spoke to the people in Hyderabad and Tamil Nadu. So it was really helpful for all the team members. And I think even I don't know whether you all have seen Rakesh Kulkarni's video about why India won this title. He has mentioned his observation was really good. He has mentioned 5 points why Team India won the title. It's very nice because we had got such a nice team members, and the atmosphere within the team was good. We had got very junior talented players. The energy level was so high, and we had got extra vice captain, and even Vidit managed both the duties very well, being a captain and being a player. It was
Right.
really nice. And one more thing was about Hari Krishna. He was playing in classical. At the same time, he was playing for India in the rapid section. So, being a chess player, it's so difficult to manage the time. So, he was playing classical in the morning, I guess, and in the evening, this rapid. So everything really worked out well for India. I'm very happy about it.
So, like when you didn't have a game, when you were not playing in the top six, how did you help out the team? How did you did you try in preparing the young players openings and all, or how did you contribute in the preparation for the team?
Mainly, I was praying for the team to win the medal, and So in 2-3 games, I helped the players to find out their game style and playing style, like what kind of opening or what kind of positions they are comfortable with. So I was given that job to find out where they are a bit weak or what kind of mistakes they repeatedly do.
Yeah.
Not exactly the opening because I think Srinath was doing that and even Arvind Chidambaram. So I was given this job.
That's great. So, for the people who don't know, Rakesh Kulkarni is I think he's handling the chess.com India's vertical.
Yes.
And you can check out his video on YouTube, I guess. So, does anyone have other questions? I think I see one question. As we know, our juniors are so very talented. What do you think is India going to see a rank one in 10, 15 years? Who do you think from India's junior is going to be leading India in the next 15 years?
Definitely, I think because at this age they are getting so much of exposure and they are getting really good sponsors at the right age, and right now they have got a lot of scope to hire grandmaster trainers and more experienced trainers. So definitely, I think they are going to become world champions soon.
That is great. So, do you think sponsorship right now for young guns is quite limited? Like at top level, people are still playing for Air India or ONGC, but the young players are not getting as much sponsorship. So, do you have any opinion on that?
Yeah, I think it's very important. It's a necessity to have a sponsor because even, I mean, after winning nationals, Asian and Commonwealth titles, I am not getting any job right now. So I really hope after this gold medal in Olympiad, days will change and more sponsors will come into the picture. And I think I want to really thank all the streamers, all the YouTube streamers, Rakesh Kulkarni, Chessbase India. There are so many streamers who followed our games and who were streaming live. So I think even many people could follow the games, and it was a lockdown time, so many comedians came to chess and they really popularized the game. So I think many sponsors should come.
Coming to streaming, do you plan on streaming anytime soon?
Maybe. I have not thought about it yet because I am such a active player. I don't get time to do anything else, but maybe I will see.
Okay. Someone is asking that do you think that this format of the Olympiad should continue even after this online or the quarantine phase gets over?
Definitely. I think every player would be really happy if they continue with the online Olympiads. Maybe they can make some changes, like they can have blitz format to
Yeah.
add more spice.
But do you think it is true to the nature of chess? I mean, Blitz will obviously get more viewers. Viewership will increase on Blitz. But do you think that the classical format has a different feel in the Olympiad? I mean, it's true to the nature of chess, right?
Yeah, it is. I think it will be a good idea. I mean, not just because of lockdown they had this tournament, but even after post-COVID, they should have online blitz, online maybe not blitz but rapid, but something in online because it's. I mean, this generation we need something more exciting.
Right. I was following one of Sagar Shah's streams, and he was talking about this. You know that classical and blitz both are not suitable for chess viewership because when someone is streaming and if they want to follow all the games at the same time, rapid is the most suitable format, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because for classical, I don't think many viewers can just spend so much time and watch all the games. And especially, because of this rapid format, even those players who did not know how to play chess, they could also come and enjoy all the games. And because of all the comedians like Samay Rena, and even they got so many people. So I think, rapid and blitz format is the best one to have online.
That's right.
Yeah.
So someone's asking, what are your hobbies other than chess?
Oh, I like many things. I used to like table tennis. I used to play a lot of table tennis during the chess tournaments. I like swimming. And nowadays, because of lockdown, earlier, I mean, maybe from March onwards, I started painting, learning how to paint and all. So there are many hobbies. I like to read books. So somehow I try to keep myself busy.
Yeah, so it must be actually nice, traveling so much because you play 20, 22 tournaments in a year, which is a lot. So you must be traveling all the time and finding time to do things other than chess must be quite hectic for you.
Yeah, at that time I couldn't do much, but yeah, now I'm really happy spending time with my parents as well at home, my friends. So all are happy here.
That's great. So someone's asking, do you feel it's high time India should include chess in the academic syllabus pretty much the same way as Russia?
Yeah, definitely. I think many schools have already started with this project chess in schools. Even in Goa, I guess few of the schools have started, and if they can include it and if they can make it a forced compulsory subject, it would be really good. I mean, so many players can learn chess. I mean, I know there are so many kids who want to learn chess, but they don't find the opportunity. They don't find proper coaches or that
Right.
opportunity to play enough tournaments. So if they can start right from the early age, it would really be advantageous.
That's true. Because I remember that even in like in major cities, in schools, chess is promoted, but in a lot of other cities in which schools are not even trying to push chess in a good way. Like in major cities,
Yeah.
people are hiring coaches, and they are, but even those coaches are not at the proper standard of teaching. Like,
Exactly, yes.
so I
So I
think
think they should have some standard coaches and they should have some kind of rating standard where they can be employed for this job. Yeah, in my case, I was so fortunate to have a school where everyone supported me, everyone motivated me. I studied in Mahila and Nutan School. It's in Margao, Goa, and all the teachers were very supportive. I mean, they didn't know what chess was. I mean, so many years back, nobody was so much into about it. But yeah, that was my early age where all the teachers, all my friends used to have notes ready for me. They were very supportive. I'm really indebted to them.
yeah, that's the kind of support we need to see future champions, right? Yeah. So someone's asking, are we going to see you on Samay's channel anytime soon?
It depends on him. I don't know.
People are really excited to see you start streaming.
Oh,
Getting
then maybe I'll start soon.
Someone's asking which is your next tournament that you plan on playing.
If it is online, then I'll be playing the title Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. But I'm really, looking forward to play on the board chess events. I'm missing traveling. I'm missing all the tournament atmosphere a lot. So I hope all this pandemic, everything, becomes normal and everyone should be free to play and do whatever they like.
Right. So I asked this question to Soumya as well. So I told her, that playing at a venue has a different feel as compared to online chess. Like when you are playing online chess, you are not really worried about the result. You can play fearlessly. But playing at a venue, you are under a lot more pressure, and like you're spending your whole day at a tournament. But in online chess, you're just staying at home and playing whenever you like. So how different is it for you?
Yeah, I think I'm a very ambitious person, so I like more online on the board chess events because I like to be focused during the whole duration of the tournament. I don't like to speak with anyone. In general, I speak very little, very less. So, and yeah, about online tournaments, I don't feel there is so much seriousness to play as compared to the on the board chess tournament. So I'm really missing those tournaments.
Right. So, guys, anyone has any more questions? Someone's asking which is your favorite beach in Goa.
Oh, you won't believe, but I haven't seen complete Goa yet because I'm all the time traveling. So, okay, but Benaulim is my favorite beach because it's very close to my house. It's in South Goa.
Guys, do you have any more questions? Which is your favorite opening for black against e4 and d4?
Okay, against D4, when I started, I used to play Dutch defense. I used to think it was really good
Yeah.
attacking line. And yeah, so Dutch. And against E4, I play a lot of openings, so maybe Karukan.
Solid opening, right? Yeah,
Solid opening, yeah.
that's great. So, yeah. So, if I don't think anyone has any more questions, so I think we can end the stream here. So, I just like to end it with, by congratulating you on this online chess Olympiad win. And I'm sure that
Thank
if the
you.
entire team was physically present together, it would have been a really amazing moment for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. We could have actually celebrated.
Yeah. So, how did you celebrate the victory after the win?
uh, you mean the team members?
No, like personally. Like I saw that
Personally,
you were on a Zoom call and you were celebrating. That was live stream.
yeah, that was the only day where we all could see each other because during
Oh,
the team meeting, someone would be missing. So that was the day when we all interacted and we were so happy. And yeah, personally, my friend was here, so we all celebrated at my home. It
oh,
was
that's
nice.
great. Yeah, so I think we can end the stream over here. And once again, big thanks to our official media partner, chess.com and chess.com India. And thank you, Bhakti, for joining us on this pre-talk. And it was really nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here today. It was fun. And I hope because of this, many players take up chess and many sponsors come up. Like I'm really grateful to my sponsors who helped me since 2008 till 2020. They are Dempos. So the company is Goa Carbon Limited. They have been really wonderful in sponsoring me and supporting me. Because of them, I could achieve so many things. I could travel abroad. So I hope many sponsors come in.
Yeah, already a lot of players have already started playing chess due to lockdown and because of Samay and all other streamers. A lot of
Yeah, exactly.
taken up chess, and I hope that this India's win will bring up a lot of sponsors from now on. And I wish that
Yeah,
Indian happens soon and we all get to see you play again.
sure.
So
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Bye.
thank you. Bye bye.